acid. Empty your mind. Be formless, shapeless, like water.
Got it.
Means, mate.
Gotta fucking watch out for that power cord.
Oh yeah, no.
I swear to fucking God. I swear to fuck.
Here, mate.
I swear to fuck God, you knocked that power cord again, gun. Anyway, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, welcome back to the Altruistic Podcast, hosted by the one, the only Mr. Noah Keune. I'm joined for take two by Mr. Nick. Nick, how are you?
Oh, bloody brilliant, mate.
Yeah,
you know.
take a sip of the coffee with a little Star Wars cup.
Mm.
How's it been, man? How's it been?
Oh yeah, you know, living life, living large, trying to at least.
This man. Rookie. What a fucking rookie. Jamming fucking...
Silent
Are you
mode
trying to
works
learn?
well.
Are you trying to learn how to hook them up? Huh? Oh, it was the fucking watch.
Oh,
Yeah, right. Yeah, eat it off. Fuck it off. Rookie hour, people. anyway. Yeah. I mean, man, we've done this for one time. I mean, it was just a warm up. It was practice.
oh yeah.
It was fucking getting ready for the big leagues.
Yeah.
But for the people out there that don't know you, say your first name, your middle name, your last name, and when you were born.
Nicholas Charles Green. Year was 2001.
Yep.
Beautiful Friday the 13th of March.
Yeah, right. Okay. Copy. For people out there that don't really know you, just give me a little bit of a little snippet, like, you know, what are you, who are you, what do you do?
Basically, I just go hard, and when I pass out, I pass out.
Yep. And what job are you currently residing in right now?
Well, full time at Dobinson Springer Suspension, casual
Yeah.
at Bluebirds Sports Club,
Yep.
and whatever else I can volunteer for.
Yeah, copy. So a bit of this, bit of that, bit of that, bit of this.
Yeah, well, you got to get experience, mate.
Yeah, you got to learn somehow, eh?
Exactly.
When it comes down to it, you got to do something with someone.
Mm.
But man, I mean, you're engaged.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah,
You got a woman.
yeah.
Well, we would we'd hope it'll be a woman. Anyway. So how long's that been going on for?
2 years.
2 years.
2 years and a couple of months.
A couple of months. Yeah.
1st of March was our 2 years.
So when did you pop it?
This January. No, last January. Sorry.
Last January. Yeah. And what was that like for your nerves?
Oh,
Beating out of your chest.
yeah, man.
Yeah, adrenaline, ears ringing, couldn't fucking talk really.
Well, no, I was calm
Yeah.
on the outside at least.
Yep.
Inside, well, who knows?
Yeah. You went autopilot.
Yeah, pretty much. It
You
was
woke
just-
up the next day and you went, did I do it?
It was like, I rehearsed it that many times. It was just muscle memory, mate, you know?
Yeah. So describe it, run me through it, what happened? How'd it work?
Well, mate, just laid out some nice pillows in the back of the ute. The
Yep.
good old Luxie.
The old Luxie.
Got some Subway and watched the sun set. And just as it dimmed across the horizon, I told her to close her eyes and open her back up. And I was on one knee, mate.
You said, I got a present for you. Not that type of
No,
present.
that kind of present, mate. Wait.
I got something. Nah, you got a beautiful present.
Yeah, beautiful.
Yeah, something touching, very touching. But, I mean, pretty fucking, not generic, but pretty, you know, romantic as one would say.
Yeah. Well, you know, she's not big on it and I'm not the biggest on it, but
But you said, fuck it.
yeah, I was
Yeah.
like, well,
If it's a big moment, it's a big moment.
by rights, we hope it's the only time it happens, so we got to make it good.
Yeah, you got to tell the kids something, eh?
Yeah, well, yeah, basically. Can't tell them all the other stories.
Yeah,
so,
yeah. You mean you didn't want to go down to the local courthouse and just fucking sign a bit of paperwork?
Do not
and
tempt me, mate. Do not tempt me.
Bob's your uncle. No need to have a fucking any of that deadly shit.
Just go down, elope, throw a party, tell everyone to bring everything their own,
Yeah,
like food, own food,
yeah.
own drink, and then just say, oh yeah, by the way, we're married. This is the reception.
Yeah, just come up with some fake excuse. Go, oh, we're moving or some shit, and then just come out with, oh yeah, we just got hitched, and everyone like, this is it.
Yeah.
Yeah. No, man, it's been a bit. I mean, we rounded up last time. Fuck, a bit's happened between then. I mean,
Oh, yeah.
you had COVID, didn't you?
Yeah, I had COVID.
I had COVID for the second time as well. How was your experience?
Oh man, I went to bed like 7:30.
Did it fuck ya?
Tuesday. Oh, proper.
Well, that night, you had it when you were at mine that first time.
Yeah.
But I'd already had it. I caught
Yeah.
it from somewhere else, I reckon.
and like I tested Monday afternoon,
Yep.
Tuesday afternoon, because I'm like, something's not right here, so
Yep.
I better do it.
You're not feeling good?
Yeah, I was like, I'm not bad, but I wasn't right, and so
You're
I
not
was like,
there, eh?
Mm.
Yeah. I know.
Yeah.
You're just not there.
And then they came back negative, but Wednesday morning, I woke up to go to work, and I'm just like, nah. Like I tried to get out of bed, and the only way I got out of bed was physically rolling onto the floor.
It's fuck day.
Yeah.
I don't know. The first time I thought it was nothing. Like I said, that first time was fuck all.
Oh, yeah.
And then the second time I was like, I went to work on the Thursday, I had a sore throat. I didn't think anything of it. But then by Friday morning, I was in the fetal position, like shaking and shit. And I was like, what the fuck is happening? I thought I was dying.
Fucking from Tuesday through
I thought
to
it was the end.
2 p.m. Thursday, I think I was awake for a total of 5 hours.
Yeah.
2 hours in the morning to sort work out, tell them that I wasn't coming in, I got COVID. And then, I think my fiance woke me up for about 3 hours in the afternoon because she was like, are you awake?
They're
Like,
poking you and shit.
yeah,
So how did she, was she isolating with you? Or?
Well, see, she had it 3 weeks before me.
Yeah.
So she was allowed to go out and get groceries and stuff and still had to go to work and stuff. Which
Okay.
in a lot of respects made it better at the start because that way I wasn't worried. Like, I could just sleep. You know, she wasn't worrying about me and stuff like that.
How much Minecraft did you play?
Oh, shit. Actually, very, very little. I got through all of Gears of War, and I'm like halfway through Gears of War 5 now.
So you played Gears.
Yeah, Gears. I was like, you know what? It's on Game Pass. My brother never let me play it when I was like 9 and 8 when he started playing it. And I'm going, I hated it. I hated him for it. And then I played it, and I was like, he made the right decision.
Never touched it.
Oh,
I've never played it once, man.
the easiest way to explain it is think of Doom, but Call of Duty version.
Oh, I mean, I've watched competitive. I
yeah.
watched a lot of comp back in the day. Never played it, but I just can't. The camera movement, like that third person aspect, how they like people abuse it, but like at the top level, you can just camera hop,
pure filth.
Yeah,
it is pure filth.
Like you just spamming, like you just like you're not crouching, but you're mounting to like each side, and someone's trying to shoot you, and they're just like that cunt back and forward. You're like, what?
It is it was one of those things where it's like the most annoying thing.
Yeah.
If you're on the wrong end of it.
Yeah.
If you're doing it, it is the best shit ever.
Yeah, you just doink it on kids, and then when someone's doinking on you, you're like, nah, this is dog shit.
And I mean, like, it's actually got like MW2 multiplayer lobbies, like that kind of style.
Really?
Like it's like that.
People give you a bit of shit, eh?
Oh fuck! Like I hopped in one, and the first thing out of the dude's mouth was, "I will fuck your mum and give her a son she loves." I was like, "I like this. Bring back memories."
Yeah, I'm here. Man, I don't know. Well, I've been jamming. I jammed Valorant.
Yeah.
When I was in lockdown.
Oh yeah.
I just jammed Val for like 7 days.
Oof,
It was disgusting. It was so disgusting. I went straight back to the old ways. I just snapped.
Oh yeah.
I was just like, did not sleep. Just like literally 7 days of just sitting here playing Val the whole time.
Yeah.
And then the Saturday come for Rocky Nats, and I woke up and I was like, I gotta go back to being normal. like
I can't be filth.
Yeah, I was like, nah, that was the game and sesh for the first. Like, I'm not gonna touch it for another month now.
Yeah.
Literally, you just have that mad outburst of just jamming a game for so long, and then
I smash it hard. It's real funny because I'm doing uni. There's like no reading books. There's no Xbox. Like, there's a little bit here and there, but very little Xbox for like 12 weeks, 13 weeks. And then it just goes fucking hard. Like I smash out 4 or 5 novels in the break, and then like 3 or 4 games, and then get to turn 2, and it's like nothing.
Yeah. You get that time, and you just send it hardcore.
Oh yeah.
Well, look, man, you didn't end up going to Rocky Nuts?
Nah. My fiance did, so I got all the videos, but just couldn't afford it, so unfortunately.
Yeah, no, man, there's always next year.
Oh yeah, always.
It looks pretty good. The street prep was really good.
Yeah. I went to that for a little bit, but then I had to go to a birthday party, so yeah.
Yep. Yeah, well, man. I mean, we've both been pretty busy. We've both been doing our thing. Anyway, it's the only way to do it.
Oh yeah.
Listen, man. I mean, we've had this conversation before, but I mean, to elaborate on it and to go a bit deeper without such a tangent in it. Walk me through it. Give me a little bit of background on these early years. You know what I mean? You're a Rocky boy through and through.
Yeah.
Soccer, obviously.
Oh, mad.
And what school?
Parkhurst, then Emmaus.
Yep, Parkhurst State School.
Yep.
So run us through that point in time. I mean, what was it like? What was the career like? You know, was there a bit of soccer here and there? What was happening?
Oh, mate, it was soccer mad. Like that school was soccer driven.
Yep.
Every lunchtime it was 4 or 5 versus 6, 7 teachers were joining in.
Yep.
And like being one of the bigger kids, it was great.
Yeah.
Because teachers put hits on you, and then they're thinking, he's only like year 5, he can't hit me back, and then you drop a teacher, and they're like, yep, we forgot his size.
Yeah.
But no, it was good. They were really good out there. A little bit of bullying, but like they actually went above and beyond. Like they did I think it was a swapsies with the principals for 6 months.
Yeah.
And the Allansdown principal came over here and she was like, "Oh, best thing you can do is just move schools."
Really?
It was like, didn't even say anything to the bullies, just move schools is the best thing you can do. I was like, and that win, they win if you do that.
Yeah.
And so anyway, word got back to the actual principal and he left Allansdown for 6 weeks, came back to Parker, sort the whole shit out, and then went back to Allansdown.
So why the fuck in the first place did they? Why in the first place did that happen? Why would they swap schools?
I don't know. Like it was just like a 6 months trial to see, like I guess to try and a bit of exposure of what the other state stills are doing and stuff like that.
Copy.
And it was meant to only be for 1 term, but then it ended up like the government extended it for 2 or something, so it was like 6 months of the year, and yeah.
Well, man, look, you've always been soccer mad, eh?
Oh,
Grew up on it.
Yeah.
Dad?
No, brother. My older brother.
So the brother was soccer.
Yeah, mum
was dad much sport or?
Dad was AFL.
That's disgusting.
Mum was hockey.
That's fucking. That's yeah.
And then Alex started playing soccer, and basically, I think
so. No NRL.
Not a single bit in that. Oh, a little bit in the cousin side, but not in my direct family. No.
Oh Jesus. All right. Anyway.
Yeah.
Nah, well, you know. I mean, I just
We can't all be line runners.
Okay. All right. Mr. 80 minutes of just kicking a fucking ball back and forth.
Well, at least we actually use our feet.
We do.
Yeah, except you use your hands 95% of the time, and you still call
have
it
you met
football.
Have you met what's called NRL, rugby league?
Yeah, but everyone gets up me when I call soccer football because no, that's NRL. At least we use our feet and we kick the ball.
Oh, well, not really. If you're Ronaldo, you don't really. That man, he does a fair few handballs.
Nah, we're cancelled.
yeah, we're gonna get attacked. But anyway, what is it? What bloody like conference do you watch? Like division.
Pretty much anything I can get my hands on. Like I'll watch EPL, I'll watch BPL.
So you watch the Pommy one?
Yeah, the Europa League. You got La Liga.
So who's your favourite Pommy one?
Oh man, I
like Man U. Man United.
Man U's pretty standard. I like a bit of Tottenham Hotspurs when they're doing okay, but I don't. The only team I actually follow, like religiously follow, and is the French World Cup team.
Really?
Yeah. Won't even follow the Australian ones. I like Will in the women's, but French World Cup for men's every time.
What is that?
Just like them.
You just like them?
My grandfather's got deep roots into French and all that, so I went exploring all that, and then just kind of was like, well,
fell in love with it.
Yeah, I fell in love with their style, their coaching, the way they play, and
Okay. All right, I understand that. It makes sense. I mean, like I said, like I've played FIFA. I used to jam FIFA pretty hard, I'm not going to lie. I mean, there was like 3 years where I played Ultimate Team religiously.
I got the shits with FIFA.
And that's all. Like, that's the only reason I knew soccer. Like, I'd go to school and like all the soccer kids would be like, Harry this and Ronaldo that and Messi this, and I'm like, Neymar's good. Like, just because like he's got a 96 overall or some shit, I just know that he's a good player. But apart from that, man, I can't. It's not me. Yeah, it's not me whatsoever.
Yeah, that's fair enough.
What's do you have a favorite FIFA that you've played before? Like, is there any year that you?
I played one, got the shit with it because I couldn't figure out. Like, I was quite young, and I struggled to figure out all the controls to do all the things. I'm like, I can do this in real life. Why the fuck can't I make a video game do it?
Why is it so hard?
Yeah. And so I ended up just, never really getting into it.
So you've never played FIFA Street?
Oh, like I played FIFA Street and I've played...
That is my favourite game of all time.
Like I've played FIFA around the thing, but I've never jammed it like it's my game.
FIFA Street, 2013 FIFA Street was the best fucking game ever created. What a game. I'm just thinking about it now because you used to go around the world and you'd win each player from around the world.
Yeah.
And then when you finish the game and you win Messi.
Yeah.
And you get Messi's ultimate team when he was playing for FC Barcelona.
Yeah, Barcelona.
And then you get the Argentinian team as well. Yeah. Oh my God. Anyway, that's a tangent, man. I will talk about that all day. Anyway, but I mean, like you said, you're playing soccer, jamming it. That has been the bread and butter since you're a young lassie.
Yeah.
School, okay, pretty good.
Yeah,
mediocre, pretty Australian grow up.
It wasn't bad, wasn't good. Well, I mean, I could have got A's if I tried, but I didn't try.
No,
So
like all of us. But anyway, was growing up like with religion in the family a big thing as well? Growing up at such a young age.
It was weird. Like it was like we were expected to show up, but we were never forced to believe.
You lived under their roof.
Yeah, we lived under their roof, so we had to go to church on Sundays, and regularly they'd want to discuss it with us. And I guess in a way it was a discussion, not to say this is what we believe, so that's what you've got to believe. It was hey, this is what we believe, but we're going to talk about it with you, so that way you can create your own beliefs, and it doesn't matter where they fall.
Yeah,
we just want you to actually have beliefs that's not carbon copy to your parents or what you read on the internet. Actually think for yourself.
So giving you outlets and avenues to be able to express your own feelings and emotions as well. Yeah. So what religion was it?
Anglican.
Yeah, that's right. Anglican. That's what I grew up in. That one straight across the road from North Rocky.
Yep, that's the one.
That's one that I went to when I was a wee lassie.
Yep.
It was pretty cool, not going to lie. I mean... Yeah, I mean, it was a part of me growing up as well, and it did kind of give you. I feel like it gave me personally some good morals and some good ways to approach things.
Definitely.
But then in saying that, I kind of grew apart pretty hardcore when I got a bit of age against me, and you start getting the internet and you start learning.
That's actually pretty natural from what we're finding, and what I'm trying to push a lot more in the church community is that with this age group of probably, say, about 12 through to about 25, maybe 30, you've got to change the way you look at church.
Yeah.
It can't be let's sit down, have a service, let's pray, let's
Yeah, like it used to be the old school way.
You've got to do it like what we were trying to do with the drop-in center. We've got to preach and create God through doing the work of God, not by, preaching his word onto others so they believe.
Yeah. So you talk about that. We didn't talk about that last time.
No,
that's something that I actually really want to touch on. That drop-in center, I mean, there's like I personally have ideas for it in the future.
Definitely.
Like I kind of have an aspect that I want to approach and how I want to do it. But just for a quick reminder, what was that to you? And I mean, like, elaborate on it a bit.
Yeah. So basically I saw a gap in the age groups at church because they've got a mainly music, which is like kindergarten, daycare sort of age and sort of music, and then they got a kids club which is run after school for primary school students. But then once we got up into that youth group, there was nothing.
Yeah, for the high schoolers.
Yeah, basically. For the high schoolers. Yep. And given that I had what was coined by a lot of people there is revolutionary ideas, because instead of trying to create a service that would appeal for them, we would appeal Christianity through them by doing the work of God.
Yeah.
And it was meant to just be a place where people came and hung, and we'd have people there who were good at math, and if they needed help with an assignment, they could bring it there.
Yeah.
And it was just trying to get kids
a safe place, basically.
A safe place, yeah. It was mainly just to get them a place where they weren't causing trouble in the streets, and we could have campouts, or we could run workshops, or do whatever. I remember going up there with the priests at the time, and and they said, right, so what would be your 5-year goal with this? And this was actually when Zach Haynes and I, we had plans for everything. We had mechanical workshops, that way kids could get taught how to change a tire, how to change a battery, alternators, all the basic stuff, if they don't have a dad, we were looking into getting grants and stuff for shared housing. So that way youth who have got kicked out of home, they can come, they can get a job, and they can have affordable housing set at that rate, and they're not out on the streets and stuff like that. As well as, obviously, we had to incorporate a youth club and youth service. But when you're working with the church, because of the land we wanted to use, you got to give and take. And it ended up falling through just because my best guess was the priests weren't fully behind it.
Yeah. I mean that was kind of my angle as well.
Yeah.
I mean, I feel like there's a fair bit that they wouldn't have wanted us to be doing.
Yeah.
Because we wanted to do so much more.
Yeah.
Than just a youth group, basically.
Yeah.
We wanted to actually really try and give to the community and offer a safe haven for anyone from the ages of basically 13 straight up to 20, basically.
Pretty much 20, 25 sort of range.
Yeah, like I was really big on it in the beginning just because of the aspect and the background that I came from. Because I, like, even if that was around when I was a young fella, I mean, I maybe wouldn't have given it a go, but even if I did have the opportunity, I still would have. Yeah, would have thought it liked. I would have liked to give it a go.
Yeah.
But I mean, in the future, man, there'll be opportunities that'll pop up.
Yeah. And
That's a big thing behind Project Blokes. That's why we're approaching it from that angle as well.
Yeah, and like I've been looking on Project Blokes, and you ever need a hand, sing out.
Yeah, 100%. Yeah, I mean, there's many hands make light work. And, and I mean, in the future, and there's going to be a lot of fucking things that we need help with.
Yeah, and I mean, there is a reason why that document that we drew up for it all, like that thing, detailing out what we wanted to do and everything, I still have that. It's never getting deleted, because if there's ever a chance where I can initiate, maybe not that, because ultimately as we grow, the vision's going to change. Yeah. And refine itself. But if there's ever a chance to start something along those lines,
a skeleton.
Yeah. Bloody hell.
Yeah, you've got a track. You've got stepping stones to fast forward it.
It is going to be 100%. It'll be, if somebody offers it to me, it will not be a, yes, I'm going to think about it. It's going to be a, when can I start?
Yeah, I have exactly what I need and the steps that I need to take for it.
Yeah.
I mean, growing up, man, like that start of that life was kind of pretty normal, pretty Aussie life, pretty.
In a lot of respects, yeah, but with Dad being IT and the older brothers and sisters, I got exposed to technology a lot sooner than probably a lot of you guys. Like, I was in primary school and we had a...
Yeah, man, I didn't have internet till year 8.
Yeah, I was, like, obviously year 6, year 7, and it was heavily monitored. Like, Dad went on and basically blocked sites like the school did. Because he blocked all kinds of sites.
Yeah. Coolmathgames.com.
And but like for the most part, we hop on and like if Dad, like if we were talking to Dad about, we heard this on the news, Dad go, why don't you go Google it, see what you find?
Yeah.
And like obviously it was on a family computer. So, but
Nah, just
I know where your mind's
just
going.
Brings back memories, man. Yeah. I remember
like,
the first time. Remember when you like first got a computer that wasn't monitored and you were like these ones, bro. Like,
Yep.
Anyway.
Know what buttons were pressing.
Continue.
And like, so I got exposed to that a lot sooner.
Yeah.
And like, I notice it now with a lot of people, like, compared to a lot of people my age, even my fiancés, they just sit on the phone.
Yeah.
Scrolling. And I'm just like, shit, where is my phone? Oh, that's right, it's over there. And I haven't seen it for 6 hours, and there's 1,000 mixed calls and stuff like that. I'm like, I feel bad, because I tell people to call me anytime if they need help, but then half the time I lose my phone.
Yeah.
And it's like, I hope no one actually needs me.
Needed that Apple Watch, hey? Need a watch that goes off for you and tells you that someone's calling you or some shit. I mean, I feel kind of the same in a way. I don't really... I mean, I do catch myself sometimes being very dull with it, like just like focusing on a phone.
Yeah.
But then in other retrospects, I can throw it in the corner and I can just fuck off. Like I can do whatever I want for as long as I need. I mean, like I really feel that phones can be... I mean, you can make your whole life a phone. Like you could start a business right now from your phone. It's such a good way to be able to connect to the world.
It is.
But then if you use it for different reasons, it can be a reason to destroy your world at the same time.
It's definitely one of those things where every day and every time you use it, you are walking a knife's edge. Mm-hmm. And it's a balancing act, and we're not always going to get it right. We really do have to expect to fail in that area.
Yeah, I mean, it's kind of a dopamine kick, and I mean that's what we've been not programmed, but that's what we've been guided towards, and that's what our brains are so used to now. Yeah, it's like I'm sure there's studies out there and stuff like that on it, and you could probably look at them if you wanted to, and like I don't know statistics and stuff like that, but I can always guarantee you that the younger generations, as they get younger, they're getting exposed to technology sooner. Yep.
And with that comes a whole new range of problems and all these negative things. And maybe the positives, but at what age group do they stop and think, maybe all these negatives are actually outweighing the positives?
Yeah, like learning disabilities and like, you know, ADHD can be formed off technology and of overconsumption of it.
Yeah.
A lot of behavioral issues can be linked to overuse of technology and use to screen time. I mean, man, I've got like a filter on my phone. Like, where is it? Like, I'll press that filter and I go like that, and it goes full black and white. So then you don't use, because obviously the colors are. They release you like it's a stronger hit of dopamine, and it makes you want to look at it for longer. So what I realize, if you hit that black and white, you do what you do and you get the hell out. There's no need to overuse it and over you know, abuse it basically.
And like the other thing is if you want to go to bed at 10 o'clock, hop off at 9:30.
Yeah, 100%.
Or 9:15. Like, don't stay on your phone till 10 o'clock, because then you're up for another hour or half an hour
Trying to switch off. Yeah.
Like it's this idea of got to get into routine. And like I'll admit, I fight with my fiance all the time over this. Bedtime's 10 o'clock, so she wants to sit on there till 9:59 and get off. And then she's wide awake for the next half an hour. I'm like, and this is why we get off at 9:30.
See, I mean, in a perfect world, I'd like to do that.
Oh yeah,
but I can't. I just can't. Like, well, not my phone. It's more like the computer.
Yeah.
I'll be editing. I'll be
Yeah.
I'll be like trying to do something with Project Blokes or my own stuff, or I'll be trying to be editing anything, and then it's like, okay, I give myself till 10:30, and then it's 10:30. Okay, I'll give myself till 11.
Yeah.
All right, it's 11:30.
Yeah.
And then it's 12 o'clock, and I'm like, I haven't even had a shower yet. I'm like, fuck, and then you got to have a shower.
Yeah.
It's 1:30 in the morning. You got to get up at 5 o'clock. You're like, fuck, man.
Yep.
But you know, in a sense, I do respect the grind. Like, that's one thing that I'm really starting to fall in love with, is the process of getting from A to B. Really, that middle part is what I'm starting to really enjoy.
Yeah. 100% feel you with my coding. That's what I'm like at the moment.
Yeah.
Like right now, I've got, well, if I was fully experienced, 2 hours worth of coding.
Yeah.
But right now, because I'm still learning, it's like the blind leading the blind.
Yeah.
So you're probably looking at about 4 to 6 hours of coding for the assignment, which isn't too bad in retrospect. Like, I'm happy to do that. But like, I get lost and like I'll start researching because I'm trying to figure out how to do one specific example.
Yeah.
And then next thing I know, it goes, oh, that might be useful. So then we start going down there.
And then you go on the tangent of that. Yeah, I'm the exact same.
And like, you learn so much, but then you realize that for the current project, you don't actually need to learn that.
And you've learned absolutely nothing for this part right here.
Yeah.
I do that for filmmaking all the time. Like it'll be like, you know, they'll be talking about angles and colours and shots and what type of shots to use. And then it's like, I'll be on Google, like looking up like, you know, how to do this or how to do that. And then all of a sudden it's like, what's that? And then you click on that, and then you watch like an hour video, and then I'm sitting there animating a logo when I'm meant to be trying to learn how to do a correction shot, or like trying to learn how to do a fade in or something like that. And I'm like, holy shit.
The things you're learning aren't useless. They're just not useful to the thing you're trying to do now. And it's like, oh crap. Yep, I really just made this harder for myself.
Yeah, you can go down a mean hole, man. But I mean, I enjoy it. I like the process of it. Yeah. You know, like Vincent van Gogh said, you know, fall in love with the art and you will become the art.
Yeah, exactly.
Like it's basically, if you want to do the outlet, you need to just fully send it, basically.
Yeah.
But man, how's the mental currently right now?
It's a bit of a roller coaster. You know, you have your good days, you have your bad.
COVID treated you pretty shit, I guess.
It was good in a lot of respects, but
it was a break.
It was a break.
Yeah.
But at the same time, like, because my fiance could still go out, and it, like, especially towards the later end of the 7 days where you're starting to get good and you're thinking again, you're just staring at 4 walls.
Yeah.
And you can't help but not think. And then once you've thought, let's just think some more, and then you start venturing into overthinking territories, and then you go down the rabbit hole. And so it like definitely helped because it took a lot of the stress out of my life, because like being in a production industry, it is quota.
Yep.
You know, you're always trying to push for that quota, and when you don't hit it, you're stressing out, because then you got to find a way to A, explain why you didn't, and then B, make sure you hit it again tomorrow.
And then there's already a quota on top of that quota already.
Yeah.
Exactly.
And like, you know, you're trying to pump it through, and you're not trying to actually not hit it. You just, some things happen, like machines break.
Yeah, shit happens, literally.
Life happens.
Literally.
And Yeah, so it took a lot of the stress out of my life, but then it also allowed me way too much time to think. So,
Yeah.
like, you know, you got your ups, your downs, and
It's your mind thinking about yourself, talking about yourself to your own mind.
yeah.
It just repeats, man. I mean,
Yeah.
I've struggled with that a fair bit. But what are some tools that we're currently using right now? I mean, obviously the woman would be a good coping mechanism, but obviously you don't depend yourself upon her.
No.
But what are some tools that you're using right now to kind of get yourself out of those ruts? What can you find?
Look, mate, if I'm honest, I just usually hit ignore and override.
Yeah, okay.
It's not good. Like, I'm willing to admit it's not good, but it's just, it will, when it explodes, I've learned how to explode in such a way that there is very minimal collateral damage, if any at all.
Yeah.
And then from there, I'm just like, all right, I've let it all out. Let's go. All right, we got to get back on this grind. We've got this assignment. We've got this project. Let's just do it.
So what in your eyes do you see as an explosion in yourself? What do you mean? What are some signs?
Just like, you know, like I'll sleep 8 hours. Like, I'll actually start going to bed and actually getting a full 8 hours.
Yeah, okay.
And wake up and then still like force myself out of bed.
Yeah.
Like, there are days like I average about 5 hours a night.
Yeah.
And just like I can run everything at 100% in my body on 5 hours. It takes a lot more effort, but I can still run it at 5 hours, and that's what I aim for most nights.
Yeah. I'm like, I try to aim for 6, but it usually hits 5.
Yeah.
It's like
You get
go to bed at 11:30. You'll be asleep at 11:30, and you'll be up at 5. You know,
Yeah.
it's like 6 and that's 5 and a bit.
yeah.
Nah.
Yeah, well,
Nah.
you know, starting at 5 tomorrow, so I'll be up at 4:30.
Yeah.
And probably going to be in bed by about 11:30.
Yeah, right. I mean, I tip the hat, that's for sure. I mean, I struggle sometimes, but
We all have our bad days. mate.
yeah, 100%. So with kind of stepping back right now and looking at the mental, it has obviously progressed and it has obviously got a lot better.
Yeah.
Because I mean, pre-existing this relationship with your current girlfriend or current fiance, sorry, it was pretty fucking shit.
Oh, mate, it is. Let's just say I was going to hell in a handbasket, and I was
With a
going,
one-way ticket.
One-way ticket, stereo playing on the speaker, and I had a seat called the throne, and I was taking that bitch.
Yeah, look, I mean, there was some pretty, even myself stepping back and looking at it, like we have discussed, there was some pretty dark times, man. There was there was some ups and there was some fucking downs.
Mate, yeah, there was times where I thought I hit rock bottom, and then something come along, gut punch, and you're like, oh, it has a basement.
Yeah.
Nice to know.
Yeah, and then that has a cellar.
yeah.
And the cellar has a basement.
Yep.
And then you walk out the door and there's an elevator.
You're like, oh, so this is to hell.
Yeah, literally. So, elaborate on some of these situations. I mean, pre-existing the relationship with the girl, where does that put you at? 2.5 years ago, what age?
2.5 years ago, I'd be 19.
19. Okay, so from 18 to 19, what were some troubles and tribulations that you went through?
Just like in a lot of respects, like it's gonna sound bad saying that I felt used by a lot of people.
Yep.
Because like I did welcome it, like I did say you call me anytime, I'll be there.
Yeah.
And it was like because of this fixer nature that I have, like I've got to fix.
Used, but then do you feel was it underappreciated in the same aspect as well?
It kind of got to the point where it was like people would only start a conversation to then three responses in go, hey, I got this problem.
Yeah, okay. Yeah.
And then the second the problem was fixed, they'd say, okay, thank you, we'll talk next time, and then piss off.
Yeah, it wasn't a 50-50 relationship.
No.
They give, you give, they give, you give.
It was definitely
they take.
And like nobody intentionally did it, and like
it was subconscious.
It was subconscious. Like, you know, if somebody offers to fix a problem for you, and they seem quite knowledgeable in that area, well, of course you're going to take up that offer.
100%.
And so, like, I did bring it on myself a lot because I did offer it, but then, like, you know, eventually that wears a toll.
Yeah.
Especially on
the mental and the physical.
Oh, yeah. 100, man, 100.
So, coming back to that was pretty heavy drinking through that point in time as well.
Mate, I think I could drink a fish under the table.
Yeah,
at that point.
was some pretty heavy drinking back then.
Oh yeah, you'd know.
yeah, that was when I started popping up as well.
Yeah, you started popping up around those, and I think we both had one of those nights where we did my shot glasses.
Yeah. Well, I mean, it was kind of weird. I just pop up. I don't know. It'd be like 1 month, and my head would pop up, and I'd be like, "How we going?" And I'd just send it as hard as I could.
Oh yeah, we'd send it like we knew each other since we were 5, and we see each other like maybe once twice every 6 months.
And then I'd drop off the face of the earth.
Yep.
No words would be said.
Yeah, but like at the same time, I dropped off the face of the earth. And, we were both guilty of it.
Yeah. I mean, that's probably, to this day, it's probably my biggest, like, issue, is I go MIA.
I do
Like,
too.
I'll be like full-blown conversation, and I'm gone. 2 days later, I'm like, just continue it like nothing happened. Like, yeah, man, I'm so keen for that. That's really good. Like,
I'll admit I'm bad. Like, I'm not that bad. Like, I will at least finish the conversation, and then I dip for 6 months, and then Bedwell or like Kurt or someone be like, "Hey, are you alive?" I was like, "Yeah, man. Look, sorry, I've been really busy. I've been meaning to text you, but then it got to the end, and then I was saying, I'll do it next week, and then do it next week."
Yeah, and it's just a never-ending circle. I feel that, man. I feel that. So, coming back to that 18, 19, that point in time was what were we at? That's pre-COVID. That's pre every lockdown. We thought we were top shit. 100 mile an hour.
We were walking into the giddy goat, walking up the stairs, and like you'd have to take you 20 minutes to get up because you got to hug all the girls. And then
you got to shake all the hands, and we thought we was top shit. Anyway, now if we went out, no one would have a fucking idea who we were.
I still got a few bartenders remembering.
Yeah, but like, compared to what it used to be.
Well, I do have a distinct advantage because of soccer.
Yeah, true.
True. I mean, actually, I went out a couple of weekends ago, and like, you know how they never used to let us in with the club shirts?
Yeah. They finally let
Yeah. I felt so weird. Like, I kept looking over my shoulder going, am I going to get king hit here or...
Yeah, see, that's why I still don't think they should let club shirts in. I reckon it should be full banned on anything, even NRL shirts or like sports shirts
at pubs.
Oh yeah,
pubs, yeah. But clubs, nah. Like I've had some nasty instances, and that's just from guys who know I'm on that team, not even showing it. They just know I'm on that team.
Yep. Fitzroy's repping.
Bluebirds.
Fitzy's repping, man. I remember I went out one night. We played, Dave Taylor?
Yeah, I've heard
the Coltrane.
Yeah.
The Brendan's man.
Yeah.
Anyway, he played for Fitzroy's A grade back in the day. So he went from NRL, divorced on the drugs, to Capras. From Capras, gained like 180. He was like 160 kilos. Kicked down to Fitzroy's, and then we had to play A grade with him. And then that night we finished the game, and he's like, "Who wants to come out?" I was like, "Me." I'm like 18, fresh 18.
Oh yeah.
I'm like, "Yeah, I'll go out."
Anyway,
I mean, I don't know if I can say the story. I'll fucking say it anyway. You know the goat stairs?
Oh yeah.
We're walking up the goat stairs, and we get right to the top, and there's a bunch of chicks walking behind us, and they're all like, "Is that Dave Taylor? Is that Dave Taylor?" Anyway, Dave turns around. I keep saying Dave Taylor, but Dave turns around to talk to him.
Yeah.
As he talks around, he trips and falls down the stairs, and this 160 kilo man bowling pins like 4 skinny ass birds.
Yep.
Pins him up against the wall and like full on smashes him. Yep. And I'm gonna stand at the top just like, holy fuck! Like, we've just killed people. Like, I was like, holy shit! I'm picking him up, trying to get him out. And the secchi's there, you know what I mean? Like, you know how they are. You're drunk, get the fuck out. Like, trying to put him in an armbar, and it's Dave Taylor. He's like, I'm Dave Taylor. Like, trying to pull the NRL card. Anyway, it all died down. I think they didn't die. They probably had a couple cracked ribs.
Oh, definitely, man.
It was a full-on time. Remember that night me and Alex went out?
I was actually going to bring up Bedwood's 18.
Yeah, and there's that one too. Yeah. There's a couple of them.
Still remember you carrying him down the Giddy Goat stairs.
Yeah.
And then out of the Zodiac toilets.
Yeah.
Like it was a regular Tuesday. Like you had no shame.
Yeah. Well, see, man, Kurt, the bless his soul, Kurt was like, I'd never been to strippers before, and Kurt's like, he's like, I'll shout you a strip dance. I was like, yeah, okay, sweet. And he pays the chick, and then he's like, you know how Kurt talks, like real like.
Yeah.
Quiet and polite. He goes, I would like to pay for my friend Riley. And we're like, where's Riley? Anyway, I walk in. I'm about to walk in with the Sheila, and I get, Noah, are you Noah? I'm like, yeah. Looking at the Seki, like, yeah. How the hell do you know my name? What have I done? I'm like, holy shit, am I in trouble? Like, what have I done? Anyway, he goes, do you know a Riley Bedwood? I'm like,
you're
fuck.
fucked.
I'm like, is he dead? I'm like, is he in an ambulance? He's like, no, he's in the toilets. And then I find you and I find everyone else.
Yeah.
And then we walk in there and Riley's just like
slump.
Paro.
Yeah.
Like retarded on the floor, like talking and shit. Oh, bro, that was shameful.
Because if I remember that night, right, we packed him up, sent him home,
Yeah.
And then we went back to and having a good
Yeah,
time.
yeah,
We finished our night.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
And then walked back to his at like 5 in the morning.
Yep. And then everyone went to sleep, and me and Kurt went outside and hung out with Sydney Booth in the car.
Yep.
And we were there till about 7:30 smoking
Yeah.
cigarettes.
Cigarettes, eh? Yeah, that's right. Because that was the night I slept on his business textbooks. I was on the floor.
And Jack was in the corner like Van Helsing, cunt. Like this, bro, sleeping like that.
Like,
and then in the morning he rises like that, bro. I'm like, fuck you, man. Like, what the fuck, bro?
And then it was like bedwood, Clay, and then somebody else in the bed. And I'm like,
Yeah.
nah, too many dicks in that bed for me, mate.
And then me and Coitus are curled up. He's spooning me in the morning, bro. I wake up like that, and
yeah,
Kurt's
this little 5 foot nothing Filipino midget actually spooning this like brick shit house. And I'm like, because I remember I woke up first. I'm like, oh no, fuck this. I know there's bacon at home. I'm walking home, and I looked around. I was like, holy shit, we fucking sent it hard.
Yeah. And then 2 weeks later, we did it again.
Yep.
And then 2 weeks later, we did it again. And then 2 weeks later, we did it again. And then it went MIA for like months. And then it was your birthday. And then we sent it again.
That would have been my 18th, wouldn't it? Yep.
No,
19th.
19th.
That's right.
Because you were like, it was months later.
Yeah,
it was
yeah,
like
yeah.
you'd had your birthday.
Yeah, that's right.
Because did I do your 18th?
You did both of them.
Did I do your 18th?
Both of them.
You're older than Bedwood, aren't you?
Yeah, in March.
Oh, that's right. Because I did your 18th and Bedwood didn't come out, and then I went out with yous.
Yeah.
And then we did Bedwood's 18th and then sent it proper hard.
You did both of mine because remember how I showed up 4 hours late?
Yeah.
Yeah, I just had to take a little detour to the hospital.
For no reason whatsoever.
Oh, yeah.
Just get some blood tests.
Yeah, blood test, neck brace later, we're good.
Yeah, that's right. That's what I was talking to your dad.
Yeah.
Out back. Just
Yeah.
blind, rotten drunk.
He still talks about you. I was like, yeah, I'm going to go do a potty with Noah. He goes, Noah's the one I was having that mad ass chat with while he was blind. I was like, yeah. He goes,
right.
Yeah, love Noah.
Bro. I just remember being off my chops.
Oh,
punching that's when I smoked too.
Yeah.
Punching Durries out in the backyard. And like every time I'd finish a Durry, I go, can I please, where can I put this? He goes, just flick it. He's like, just flick it. He's like, because it was your mum that had staunch. But he like didn't really.
Well, that was an ex-smoker, so he kind of understood it.
Yeah. He's like, he didn't really care. He's like, just flick in the backyard. Just don't let anyone see us. So I go, flick like that. And then I'd go to the next one and start smoking the next one. Yeah. Bro, it was probably like 2.5 hours of conversations with that man.
Oh,
ranging from everything.
Oh, he's on. He's basically, if you want to talk, he's on.
Politics.
Yep.
To mental state.
Yep.
To relationships.
Yep.
To football.
Yep.
Like just random shit.
Yeah.
Games. Like how I know people. School. Like just everything. Very wise man. Has a lot of wisdom underneath his belt.
Definitely.
Like, could really give you some advice when you need it most, I feel like.
Oh, he does.
And like linking that, did he when you were a young fella? Was he that type of man that'd sit you down and give you a bit of knowledge, spit some word, or
so much when I was young because he was in the railway.
Yeah.
So he used to do a lot of traveling.
Yeah.
And so in a lot of respects, I used to see my father on the weekends, and that was about it.
Okay.
When we really young, I'm talking by about 13, 14, he got jobs in town, and and all that kind of stuff.
So in other words, he grinded for the money to then provide for you, and then
100%,
once he had a bit of coin, he started to pull back a bit.
Well, see, he was doing uni while being full-time at the railway.
Oh, okay. What was his job, do you know?
He was something in management.
Okay.
He used to actually have to go out, inspect depots and stuff like that. And
making sure shit's up to top notch.
Basically, if it's not the southeast, you can just about guaranteed he's been to every town that had a railway station, depot, or chain group.
Yeah, okay, Colby.
And like you go traveling with him, he goes, yeah, that pub's not bad, but the plumbing needs work, and this one's not bad, but the beer's always piss warm. And
so he's had a couple of pints in every place.
Yeah.
Okay, so what was he? Did he send it hard on the grog? Have you like back when you were a young fella? Or?
Well, he's always been the undercover alcoholic of the family.
Oh, okay.
And
everyone else is like, "Woo, I'm alcoholic," and he's just like, sipping it a little bit.
This whole family likes to drink.
Yeah, I know that.
But Dad was the only one that used to always buy Hawaiian shirts and they always had to have a beer bottle or usually several of them.
Yeah.
And that was just the theme. And so we always just kind of called him the undercover Alco because he's always wearing a Hawaiian shirt that's got something to do with alcohol on it.
Yeah. So coming off from your father as well, what about your mother? What was that relationship like when you were a young fella? Were you mummy's boy or?
Well, yes and no. Like my brother and sister stepped up a lot because mum worked obviously.
Yep.
She worked 9 to 5 at the ATO.
Mm-hmm.
And so she was working hard, and obviously, so in a lot of those early years, between the hours of 9 to 5, and especially afterwards, when mum's trying to cook dinners and stuff like that, prep lunches, my older brother and my older sister stepped up a lot.
So a lot of fights.
No, actually, they used to end them.
A
lot of fights between me and my younger brother.
Oh, okay.
And then those two would actually step up and oi, come on, dickheads.
Stop it.
Well, see, my older brother used to take us out in the backyard, and if we fought, he'd be me and my younger brother versus my older. And my older brother would go as if he's playing 16-year-olds, and we're like 9 years younger than. Well, I'm 9 years younger than him, and my younger brother Zach's 10 years younger.
Yeah.
So there's the age gap, and he'd play like he was playing people his age.
Yeah, well.
Like
we'd walk in with
bruises. We'd walk in with bruises, and
bloody noses, busted lips. Yeah.
Mum swore up and down she was worried that she was going to get child protective services in there one day. And we weren't doing anything bad. We were just playing and having fun. But we'd always come in with bruises and
Yes, you do.
I still remember I'd have the imprint of a soccer ball on my arm for nearly 3 days because I've gone, I'll be keeper, and he's whacked it. I'm going, I'll say that. Whoop, that was a mistake.
Yeah. Did you ever do the you had to fucking spin around and bend over, and they just got to kick the ball as hard as they could at you?
We used to play that game, but it was never an open shot. It was like we'd actually get extra points if we managed to kick the ball into somebody's ass while the game was going.
Yeah, that type of shit. Yeah, see, we just used the ball as like a weapon. As a facilitator for pain. We'd play a different game, but if you fucked up, that's what happened.
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
Oh, man, that used to suck, bro. Especially with, rugby balls, footy balls. Oh. Anyway, we won't talk about that. That's PTSD in a nutshell. So linking back, right? So with your older brother, what's the relationship like with him? Has there been... obviously, it's a strong bond. It's brother to brother. But, he kind of stood up as that parental figure in a lot of aspects.
He did in a lot of aspects, and even to this day, we know, we still respect his word, and if he says something, we usually do it.
Yeah.
There's usually a bit more, we give him a bit more gusto back nowadays and stuff like that, but, we still respect him, and we still do what he says.
But he'd be pushing 30 now, eh?
He is 30 this year.
Yeah, so he's getting out of the... He's not a young whippersnapper anymore.
He's married, 3 kids.
Jesus.
Owns his own business now.
Jesus. So he's set.
Oh, not quite.
Yeah, but he as one would say,
he's setting up, that's for sure.
He's a smart man.
Oh, mate, you don't get to manage multi-million-dollar company, jobs for a company if you're dumb as dog shit. And that's all I'm saying.
Yeah. So he got some wits.
Yeah, he comes into Total Tills all the time.
Oh, fuck. Does he know who I am?
No, probably not, but I'll have to ask him next time.
Yeah. Oh, mate, I carry on like a fucking lunatic. I mean, I don't really. I know. I'm pretty just fucking laid back there.
Yeah, but
it's kind of just a fill-in for me. It's just wake up, go to work to then facilitate the passion that you have.
Everything else, and that's what a lot of my jobs are now. It's the only job that I'm actually proper passionate about would be Bluebirds, and that's me helping out because
it's your childhood.
It's my childhood.
Yeah.
And I know for a fact that if anybody else was doing that job, they would want a higher wage. Whereas I my mum does those things, and I told mum I don't care if the footy boys are playing away from home and they want to come back and there's a 4-hour gap. Well, I'll just sign off, wait the 4 hours. I'll tell a mate to come round and we can just chill in there, and then open it back up. The soccer boys are ready. I don't mind doing that, and I don't I'm not as much as I'm doing it for the money. It's not the reason I'm doing it. I'm doing it because
So there is monetary exchange for your services.
Yeah, well, they wouldn't actually have me. They don't want me to volunteer because obviously, I'm quite a young chap and I'm actually going out of my way to make the time to do this.
Yeah.
So they're like, no, we will pay you, but thank you for letting us pay you. Probably, still within the awards, but it might be basically just on it.
Yep.
Yeah.
A little bit, just a little.
Yeah.
A little bit, I don't know.
Here's what we have to pay you. Here's what we are.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. So coming back to that, linking that back, what's some experiences that you can kind of resonate through Bluebirds? Like, is there any standout ones, very memorable ones, or
There's lots.
several? Give me a top three.
Top three would have to be they got. I'm talking years back when club culture was everything. Like there was rivalries and we're talking hundreds of people come out for the games.
Yep.
And one of the senior guys who was playing with my brother got all the little kids, about 10 years and under, because nobody would go after a 10-year-old. Brought us down to the rival, like our proper rival club. Brought us all down and sat us in the middle of their supporters, and we spent the whole 45-minute half singing nothing but Bluebird songs in the middle of the Frenchville supporters, and we're just going for gold, and all these Frenchville supporters go to get up us and realize, oh crap, they're like 8-9-year-old kids, we can't
children,
say anything. And so that would have to be a definite top. Probably another one's when
is there ones from like your playing career?
So because my older brother was very, very good and like quite renowned, I got to play with a few of the old lads who played with him when I got up into seniors, and probably the best one that I can, like, this is probably the best top playing one, was when I played a game, and I played like 3 or 4 games, and they're probably the best I've ever played. And one of these guys who've been around the woodworks for years, like they played with my brother and they played after my brother left and stuff like that, have looked at me and said, you know what, you've earned his jersey number, and you've earned the nickname Chocolate.
Yeah, right.
You've earned that. You've earned that name. Like it was always your name because of the family, but you've earned it now.
Yeah, right.
And just nothing can top that, really.
Okay. So did the brother go anywhere, or?
He moved to Adelaide for a bit, and then he got big into paintball for a bit, and just chose to leave soccer for a little bit. Like I got to admit, there is a fair bit of politics that go on in soccer. Yeah. As you'd imagine, probably with football.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
But yeah,
it's a fuck fest.
Oh,
that's like a layman term.
Yeah,
it's
a fuck fest. Yeah.
Like it's literally. Yeah, that's why I quit. Like there was opportunities, but I just quit.
Well, like I always knew it was bad, but then I never realized just how bad until my dad got top dog, and then you watch him, and like he hasn't slept.
Pull his hair out of his fucking head.
Like
man.
He came over to help me with my assignment last night, and he's like, "Oh, sorry, I thought you'd done dinner. I'm just gonna crash on the couch." And in 5 seconds, he was out, and then I walk over. And go, "Oh, I'm done dinner." He goes, "Okay, yep." Hasn't slept properly in days because he's stressing about the fact that people are leaving, and then he's got to try and replace people, and people are kind of like, well, hey, they left, so you know how you have 80 million things? Well, here's another 80 million things to do.
Yeah, right. So looking at that now, you can kind of see that there's some mental struggles in his life.
There is.
Yeah.
There is.
Is there any like tools that you can see him using right now that are helping him, or is he old school? Like, is he like...
He's very, very old school.
Yeah.
It's kind of a weird combo. He's open-minded, but then he has his go-tos.
Yeah.
And his go-tos are old school.
Yeah. Yeah.
But like, if you want to sit down and talk about something that's come out in the last 10 years in terms of mental health, he'll talk about it to the days of gold, and probably even say that's not a bad idea. But what works for him is old school.
Bottle it up and just keep moving.
Bottle it up, keep moving. Always just sit down, have a beer when you need to relax, that kind of stuff.
It's pretty bad, eh?
Oh, it's
sit
sad.
down, watch TV for a bit, just chill out for a second,
like,
then repeat the process.
I always wondered why he sat at the back, and then I worked out there's a TV.
There's a fridge full of beer.
And it's closer to the fridge full of beer.
Yeah, and there's no one nagging him. He just goes out there, doesn't have to say a word, cracks a beer, watches the TV, and then just is at peace.
Yeah.
I mean, in a sense, it is a good thing. Like, I mean, that is... it is a good thing, but it is a good thing to an extent. I mean, you can't obviously over abuse.
Oh yeah, obviously.
So with like that alcohol consumption that we were talking about with yourself, when did that, like, you've pulled back a fucking lot.
Oh yeah.
When was that kind of when was a wake up call for you to start pulling that shit back?
Honestly, it wasn't so much of a wake up call. It was a wake up call after the fact almost.
Yeah, so you'd been and done it, then you kind of went, ooh.
Well, I actually quit cold turkey for like nearly 12, like pretty damn close to 12 months. Like I barely touched it
Yep.
And like obviously getting with my fiance, she's a bit younger than me, and so she wasn't able to drink. So then I pulled back to like, I just quit cold turkey because I got to the point where I was like, I'm not enjoying this. I'm drinking for all the wrong reasons. I've got to stop.
Mm-hmm.
And so I quit cold turkey, and then after I quit, I was like, holy shit, I was not good. I wasn't even on the bad spectrum. I was off.
See, that's the issue, man. Like, we look back at these, like, at these moments that we're so fond of, but you can then kind of see we were fucked at the same time.
Oh yeah, we were not good.
Like, mental state was really rough. Like, it was such a good moment in our lives and such a good memory to look back on. But then in the same aspect, we weren't going to say anything.
Nah.
Like, but that night we were walking to the pie shop, the server, and I just kept fucking. I drunk like. Remember when Bedwood had the drink? And Bedwood's like, "You want me to pour your rum?" I was like, "Yeah," and he started pouring it, and I just didn't say anything.
Yeah, I was like,
and
I was like, why are we asking the munted dude who can barely form a sentence to tell you when to stop drinking? Like, stop pouring. Because this is going to end perfectly fine.
Exactly. And he just looked at me, and I'm just like, I just looked at him, and he's like, "Do you want me to stop?" I'm like, "Oh, I don't care."
Like, you remember that? You probably don't remember that night, but like, he's like, "You want a drink, Greenie?" I said, "Yeah, just pass me the bottle."
Yeah.
And I was like, he's like, "Why am I passing you the bottle?" He goes, "Because of the way you pour, I may as well just drink it straight."
Yeah. And then I remember just, I just remember that durry. I just had one durry.
Oh, you mean it took an entire, like, 2 streets to actually, like, walking 2 streets to finish?
Yep. And I just kept dropping the durry. And I'm like, drop the durry, guys. And I picked it back up. Kept like, drop the durry, guys. Picked it back up. I reckon old mate at the servo, I thought he probably thought we were going to rob him.
Oh, yeah, probably. Probably thought we were jacked up on something and thought, oh, yeah, we're bulletproof. Let's try bullshit.
6 random blokes drunk. Bro, I fucking smoked a durry leaning on the fucking propane tanks. All you boys are there, and I'm just like lean up and get to just punching this durry. And I remember Jack's like, no, it wasn't Jack. It was Bedwood and what's that skinny little fella?
Nick.
Yes, I seen him at the clubs. Anyway, Nick's like, that's a fucking propane tank. I'm like, if it's my time, it's my time.
Yep.
I'm like, if today's the day, today's the day.
Yep.
I walked away. We're still sitting there, so nothing happened.
Nothing happened.
We had someone watching out.
I think several.
Yeah.
Oh,
yeah. Bro, speaking of Nick, I seen him out at the clubs. I was standing on the dance floor, man, up the front with Malik and Balin. Just stand up the front. Because everyone's jumping and shit. And I'm sober, so I'm just like standing there like... Yeah,
you're like...
you're like this.
Effort.
You're just like...
Yeah.
Anyway, Nick, like... You can see that he sees me at like the start of the entrance.
Yeah.
And he goes, "Oh, well, like flailing his arms and shit. He's running through all these people. He comes up, no, like, you know how he is, screaming over the top, screaming at me. I'm like, you're drunk as a skunk, cunt. Oh, he's like, I haven't stopped drinking since 10 this morning. Rocky Nuts this, Rocky Nuts that.
Yeah.
I'm like, I spun him around. I'm like, you just get on your way, son. Like, go have some fucking fun. But anyway, let's kind of loop back, right?
Yeah, let's loop back.
Emmaus.
Yeah.
What a school.
Yeah, what a 5 years, eh?
Yeah, what a shithole. Anyway, spit about that. Like, preach some words. What were some exciting things happening throughout that time?
I mean,
you were very skinny. You used to run a lot.
Mate, I was.
You were like Usain Bolt.
I'm pretty sure everyone in my grade thought I was a freak.
Yeah.
Like I can almost say that with a 100% confidence. Like, just watch. I think I spent more time out for running than I did actually in school.
Oh yeah.
Like,
you're a fucking freak.
I mean, I think the best I ever did was like 2 minutes and 46 for a K.
Yeah.
And
I do like 30 minutes a K.
The rest of the time, I remember it used to be. I remember sitting on the standing line, like watching all the boys on the starting line for to figure out who's going to go represent Emmaus for inter-school. And they're on the starting line. They're like, oh, Nick's not here. He's probably going to get first. He's going to get second. Oh, yeah, he's going to get third. And they see me walk up and like, oh, yeah, no, second, third, fourth. Yeah, we just know.
I represented my school once for running. It was year 7. Yeah, bro. I went to districts. I did that shit.
Yeah.
I came fucking like 3rd or 4th. I came 4th. But I fucking... Yeah. When big man got speed, big man got speed, bro. Yeah. I mean, apart from that, I cannot fucking run for shit. It was my most hated thing ever is to run. I hate it.
Love
A
it.
strong passion.
I love it.
I just can't. I can't.
I switch off.
This running high bullshit. How you get into a feng shui, like you just get into a zone. I can't.
Look, mate, it's honestly the best thing I can equate to is, you know, when you're drinking and you've reached that perfect point where you can just switch off. You're not drunk.
Yeah.
You're not sober. You just switched off. Nothing else matters. You're just enjoying the moment.
Yeah.
That's that runner zone.
Yeah, and then I want to fucking
Yeah.
scatter myself all over the road. I want a car to hit me.
And like,
I'm breathing heavy. My legs hurt. I got the arms flailing at that point.
like I get it. Like, don't get me wrong. It takes an absolute enormous toll on your body.
Yeah.
It does. Like, I think I won my first Capricorn thing, and I had something gamming up with my Achilles tendon. Everyone's like, "Oh, you're not gonna race, I guess." My mama ain't raced, no bitch. I'm racing.
Yeah.
And so, you know, pop this painkiller, that painkiller, rub this stuff on there, rub that stuff on there. First time ever at Capricorn for running.
Deep heat.
And just absolutely. My coach is like, "Oi, this year level, they're going to go mad out of the gate. Don't follow. Wait your turn. You're injured. You can't romp home. You got to play it strategically. Sit behind them, wind tunnel them, and all this stuff." And anyway,
Is that a real thing?
It depends. Like, especially with headwinds.
Yeah.
Yeah. Like,
Really?
if you're running into the wind and like it's a strong gale, if you sit close enough behind them, you find it so much easier.
Really?
Yeah.
Okay. So there is a bit of smarts to it. It's not just fucking running.
There is, but there isn't. Like,
Yeah.
obviously, when you get to a certain level, everything has smarts in it.
Yeah.
But, you know,
Your stride, your pace, the foot placement, the arm
it's
placement.
I always got taught, don't run like that. You run like that. And it's to do with the fact that your thumbs help you balance. And so if your thumbs are up, you're screwing with the way your balance needs to be.
Yeah, your equilibrium.
And so I used to run like that to make sure I was never up.
Yeah, okay.
And just simple stuff like that. Like, there's a lot in it, but then at the same time, there's not. And it's one of those weird things. But, like, anyway, this race starts and everyone's taking it easy because everyone's freaked out because the coach is saying everyone's going to go mad out of hell. And I'm sitting there going,
Fuck it.
Like, I ran this race. It's a 4K race. And I ran this in training at this time. I've done that time to do 2. Why? Nah, screw this. And my coach is like, hold it. Don't go. And I'm like, you know what, mate?
Yeah.
You know what? I know you know your stuff. I know you do Ironmans and you're really good at this shit, but just pipe down and watch.
Yeah.
I just started going. And everyone else is like, huh? Started going, and the lead grew, and he's like, oh shit, he's not going to maintain it. The lead grew and grew and grew and grew to the point where I think I got about a K ahead of the second place. Something ridiculous like that.
Yeah.
And he just ran over and goes, where did you pull that from? I said, I don't know. I just ran.
Yeah.
He goes, you know, you like ran quick. I said, was it? Felt slow to me.
So what? What year is that?
I would have been year 9 or 10.
Yeah, okay, Colby. So that you started pretty early in the running scene. I mean, soccer kind of eventuated into that in year 9.
Yeah.
And then you were what was the best year for running? It was
Probably
year 11, wasn't it?
10 or 11, one of those. Those
Yeah.
were both pretty good.
Because you were getting all the accolades. You were getting yeah.
Mate, I was walking up 2, 3, 4 times on those sports awards.
Yeah.
And like, I mean, I probably had enough. Like, that wall behind you would have been covered in medals and shirts and stuff like that.
I walked up once. A year for football. That's it. That's all I played. Fuck that shit. I ain't doing anything else more than football.
Fair enough.
That was I was setting my ways, man.
Fair enough.
But I mean, talk about that a bit. Like that kind of you're kind of living. It was kind of like a Hannah Montana type life. You know what I mean? Like you had this side that was the somewhat popular, but you was the sporty kid.
Yeah,
like,
I was that.
Like everyone was like, "Yo, Nick could do that." Like this kid can run. This kid can play soccer. This kid does club soccer. He does school soccer. He trains kids at the same time.
Yeah.
Like it was really like that was your life in that aspect. But then behind closed doors, it was pretty fucking dark.
Oh, yeah.
And it got to a point where it was really up and down at some points. I mean, like we spoke about before, I had no idea. I felt like you could play a pretty good cards close to your chest type deal. But, you know, elaborate a bit on that. What was that mental state going for those first couple of years, really? What was that like?
It was like there was a major event in my life, which was the death of my nana just before we moved into high school, and that kind of sent the ball rolling downhill.
Yep. Sparked that kind of
trauma. Yeah.
Yep.
And in a lot of respects, I was very much under the belief of, hey, if nobody knows I'm hurting,
you're not hurting.
I'm not hurting.
Yeah.
If I can't even see that I'm not hurting, if I if I can't see it, well then it's not a thing.
Yep.
And so that was just the motto. It was just straight up, don't care, can't show it, don't show it, ignore, override, ignore, override, ignore, override. And I'm sure there
Just
was
keep stacking and stacking and stacking
And then-
and stacking. So with all that stacking and with all that overriding yourself and that mental, when was that first kind of crack? When did you see the first breakdown in your own self?
Yeah, when I probably in a soccer game actually,
Yep.
I proper laid out a dude, and I just felt so good.
So what age was that?
Probably would have been about it's club soccer under
Yep.
14s
Yep.
because
So that's year 8, isn't it?
yeah, about that.
Yeah.
Yeah, under 14s. We were undermanned the entire year. Basically, you took out one player, and the rest of the team equaled my years of playing.
Mm-hmm.
And I was just like, this one dude been hitting me all game because they worked out it. They just took me out of the game. Just put him in the ambo. We're good. We can win.
Mm-hmm.
And I was like, you know what? Nah, I've had it. And he's charged at me, and I just stood still and dropped the shoulder to brace.
Mm.
But I dropped the shoulder to brace as he's hit me, so it was like a little flick into the ground, and he's just on the ground, almost crying in pain, and I'm just walking away, and the rest whoa, can't do that. So what? I can't do a natural body reaction of bracing when a dude's running at me and I want to stand my ground. Oh, okay, I guess you can. And I was just like, God, that felt good.
See, that's why. Just a quick little tangent. That's why I fucking hate when soccer people flop so hard.
Oh, you and me both, mate. That's why I watch women's more than I watch men.
Yeah, they go hard, eh?
Honestly, Rockhampton football, about probably 70% of the time, is more in line with what you see on the TV from the women than what you see with the men.
Yeah.
I'm believing that the men are a bunch of gay pansies.
Yep. Yep. Oh,
And obviously there are some hard hitters in there. That's not everyone.
But there are some people that flop and they milk the absolute shit out
I'm
of
sorry, but Neymar, stop rolling
Yep.
around in the dirt. Stop it.
Yep. Ronaldo. I mean, he's actually pretty. I mean, I don't really watch it, but I follow the mains of the sport. Ronaldo is a pretty fucking tough man.
He's a good man, but when he sees an opportunity, he wants to exploit it.
Oh, you'll take it, obviously.
Oh, he'll take it. And that's where a lot of it comes down from. And I've had times where even the refs in my game has said, stop milking. I'm like, dude, you know me. I don't milk it.
Yeah, if it hurts, it hurts.
If it hurts, it hurts. I'm saying it's going to hurt.
Yeah. So, looping back,
Yeah.
I mean, we could talk about that forever.
Oh, yeah.
But that kind of first outbreak was obviously lashing out. That's like you'd call that your physical. That's a physical outbreak.
Yeah.
Was there emotional, mental? Was there kind of
Not ever really in outside of my bedroom. Behind closed doors, I used to
so you'd lock yourself away and just
pretty much out of sight, out of mind.
Yeah.
If people don't know I'm breaking down, people don't know I'm breaking.
Yeah, okay, copy. So what was kind of the protocol for you? Like you'd wake up, would you feel numb, or would it be something that you're living with, or is it day to day? Are you feeling these emotions until you get home, or what is that?
It was just the fact of I'd wake up and I'd just you kind of feel it in your stomach. You're like, today's just gonna be one of those days.
Yep.
And my whole goal is
anxiety.
Yep.
Yep.
I've done it to the point where I've left scratch marks in my skin from clawing from anxiety.
Really?
Yeah.
See, I feel like I struggle with anxiety really bad. I've never done that. Mine's more breathing, breath.
See, I learnt through my running and stuff like that. I learnt to control my breath really, really well.
Yeah. See, I struggle with that. Yeah.
And so a lot of my showing signs of what I believe to be anxiety was very physical through the things of I twitch, I can't sit still, and that's amplified in a new environment with new people.
Yeah, okay, Colby. And what's your anxiety like in today's time? You still have it.
Yeah,
but are you getting on top of it as it is, or
it's definitely 100% better.
Yep.
But it's something that you're just going to live with life, and I've worked out how to live with it, and
use it to your advantage as
exactly.
well. It really can be a powerful thing.
Yeah, 9 times out of 10, the mind will actually stop the body before the body will stop the mind.
100%.
And it's just a thing.
What's that thing? You know Goggins?
Oh, I've heard of him.
Yeah, David Goggins.
Yeah.
Yeah, that crazy man that just runs.
Yeah.
He's like the 40% rule. So when you think you're done, you're only 40% of the way.
Yeah.
Like your mind's only 40%.
Yeah.
Well, your body is only 40%.
Yeah. Well, see, my coach used to run us, and if we drop down to the ground, he'd tell us to look up, and he goes, right, if you can look up, you can get up. So, all right, off we go. I don't care if it takes you 5 minutes. I don't care if you get up, fall down, and then get back up. We don't care. But the important fact is that you get up every single time.
That was like football. That was fucking, yeah, man. We did nowhere near your type of fitness.
Yeah.
But fitness at football, like the try line to the 10, to the try line to the 20, you do the whole field. And you do that 6 times. Yeah. It's a lot of running for a big man.
Well, I used to... Mr. Toman thankfully stopped me from doing this because one of the school teams was just shitting me off royally. And I had this very, very distinct image of when one of my brother's coaches really instilled discipline in the kids. And they were mucking around and being little shits. And he's gone, nah, you know what? I've had it. So he got him on the byline, so that's where the goalposts are.
Yeah.
On the ground, and he said, right, you're all a paraplegics now. Your legs don't work. And you're going to crawl to the 6-yard. And so, like army crawling with arms only, they crawled to the 6-yard and back. And he said, right, you're going to go 6-yard back and then out to the 18 and back. And they did that using arms only. They did that twice. After that, nah. When we came to soccer training, we were training. We weren't talking about school. We weren't fart-assing around.
Yeah, you weren't mucking around,
and these kids one day was just driving me mental. I've gone like, it was not a good day for me. I'll admit that. But then these kids were not, like, they were here to train, but then they wanted to fart us around like, I'm here to train you. I'm not here to spend 30 minutes waiting for you to put your boots on, then finally come out and then do a warm-up, and then we can get in the drill. Like, you know? And I just said to Timon, if you don't get them to move the hurry up, they will never come back to this training session.
Bro. We used to have something called Fat Man Camp. I'm being serious, bro. It was called Fat Man Camp, and it was in the mornings. It was never in afternoons. So, like, Tolson, Jack Christensen, me, bro. And we'd rock up, and it'd be like a 4:30. You'd have to be up at 4:30, be at school by 5. You would run the overpass.
Yeah.
Constantly.
Oh, yeah.
Constantly.
Yep.
Before school. And then they'd give you, like, a bowl of Wheat Bix or Nutri-Grain. Yeah. There you go. Make it through the day. Here you go. Like, here's a small bowl of like 7 Nutri-Grains. Oh, mate. That was fucking mentally straining, bro.
Oh, tell me about it.
But, like, talking about that, we're evolving on. We're moving.
Yeah.
10, 11, 12, what's it like? Spit it. I mean, that was that first relationship, that real one that you struggled with pretty hardcore. What was that like, and what was...
It was a proper wake-up call to really show that not everyone means what they say.
Yep.
Yeah.
So a lot of lying and deceiving, you would say?
Yeah, like a lot of lying.
Good times. There were good times.
Yeah.
We'll clarify that.
Yeah, like not everything was bad.
But in the end...
The bad outweighed the good.
100%.
Yeah.
So elaborate a bit on that. What was the feelings? What was the emotions going into it?
Basically, the first trial run with love.
Yep.
So obviously, we're at that age, 17, horny.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, yeah.
And so,
21, horny.
And so we're doing a lot of things, and obviously looking back on it now and understanding what a proper good relationship is, you see red flag after red flag after red flag.
You do. Yeah, a little bit.
Yeah, it's my episode, mate. My episode.
Yeah.
And but yeah, no, there was lots of things done, lots of things said, and especially after the fact, after it all ended, there was lots said.
See, I really had no idea. I mean, I had an idea, but I didn't have the idea of the severity of the situation and how bad it got. Because I mean, there was obviously that photo that got sent around.
Oh yeah. Like I was at the time I was upset, but then when you get photoshopped to being Steve Irwin, you can't bitch about that one.
That's fucking funny, man. That's fucking funny, bro.
I kind of took that as a low-key win because they're like, yep, I'm that good. I'm still I can be on the same level as Steve Irwin. Yep, I made it as an Aussie.
Oh fuck! I'm gonna say it. Whoever had that idea was pretty fucking. It was pretty.
I found out afterwards, and all I did is I saw him out at the clubs. I just walked up and shook his hand. I was like, you know what? It was a bit of a dick move at the time, but I liked it. Thank you.
Yeah. I think I know. Yeah. I think I know who it was.
Yeah.
That's fucking funny, bro. Anyway,
moving on.
That relationship. I mean, it would have woke you up, but
it did. Especially
you would have been head over heels at the same time as well, because that was that first kind of stint at love, as you said.
Yeah.
And I mean, having a sexual relationship with someone at such a young age as well, it's kind of like a drug in a way.
It is.
It kind
Very
of
much so.
Because you're not developed, your mind's not there.
Yeah, you're still figuring it out.
Yeah, and you know what I mean, being a horny fucking teenager.
Yeah, that button's always automatically bigger than all the others.
Yeah, you're busting a nut and then you're like, I'm in love with this. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
like
yeah,
it's very I don't know. It's very altering. When
I'd almost compare it to like falling in love with a stripper or something along the line.
Kurt, bro, Kurt, man. Quick tangent. I'll call this man out real quick. Mr. Kurt from Melbourne met a stripper. And I just called his last name anyway. Kurt met a stripper, my mate Kurt, and she was from Townsville or something. And she's like, I'm coming back in a month. So what happens? This man goes out in a month, bro.
Yep.
Gets another lap dance. He paid for an hour-long lap dance.
I swear that's all he pays for.
It's $365, bro.
I know.
That's a full day's worth of work, and this man just blew it
on an hour lap dance.
On an hour lap dance with some stripper. Anyway. Yep. Bless his soul, he learned. But continue, man. Continue off that.
Look, all I'll say is, Kurt, I was going to be nicer and not bring it up, but anyway.
Oh, no, it's all right, bro.
And
we're not that popular yet. One day.
One day someone's going to go back through and be like, ooh.
Imagine millions of views. Kurt from Melbourne with a stripper. Anyway, continue.
But yeah, no, and afterwards it was a real wake-up call because she did not handle the ending well.
Yeah.
To the point where like there was times where I had to leave class because of what she was doing.
Yeah.
And after class,
taking
like,
mental tolls and
like not even that, like just continually talking, continually trying to sit next to me, continually screaming at me in class. Teacher would leave for 5 minutes, and the whole class would go dead quiet because nobody wants to start an argument with her because they know she's just going to argue for the sake of arguing.
Really?
Yeah.
Never seemed like that type of person, eh?
Oh,
like from the outside, she never seemed like that type. You know what I mean?
Yeah. That's what I mean. Like what she said and what she did
were two completely different fields.
Things.
Yeah,
and
okay.
It got to the point where, like, after the second or third time, people were just like, "Nah, we can't."
So, did you go back? Was there a split back, or was it one continuous relationship and then bam?
It was basically, I drove her to Gracemere, and then the situation arose. I said, "You do what I think you're going to do. We're done." The best friend came in on the Monday and said, showed me a picture and said, "You need to see this." That was about like 7:30 in the morning. And then when she rocked up, I sat her down and said, "We're done. You did the thing I told you not to do. Goodbye." And then it was just, she went downhill from there.
You drove?
Yep.
Her?
Yep.
To a house?
Yep.
Jesus Christ.
Mind you, when I said yes, she said she was going to hang with her girlfriends. And then when a guy answers the door, you're like, that's a lie. That's your first warning. 2 strikes and you're out.
I would have fucking been like, I would have skirted off that shit straight away. Look, fuck that.
I've always got to, I've always believed in giving the benefit of the doubt.
Yeah. Until
like,
the doubt fucking kicks you in the nuts. Yeah.
Look, even though just mute it for a second. I don't know if I can say this.
Yeah. Yeah, right.
So anyway, when I saw the bloke
2 strikes.
I was like, you know what? I'm not that kind of person to just assume you're going to do it.
Yeah.
But if I see any evidence that you did, piss off. We're done.
Yeah, right.
Yeah.
Okay. So obviously that mental state was the worst, you would say? Or one of the worst?
One of the worst, because that same night driving back in, I've crashed my dad's car.
On purpose or accident?
Oh, well, it was...
Subconsciously.
I was kind of just, like, I'll admit, like, I was driving, like, I wasn't speeding, but I was driving to the speed limits very quickly.
Yeah.
And I probably didn't slow down enough for a corner where I had a 6-foot fence, guy driving with no lights, and you had cars up both sides of the street. I've gone into the intersections. He's hit me. Obviously, with no lights, he's just looked like a parked car.
Yeah, right.
So cops ended up finding out that he wasn't driving without lights. So, we sorted all that out. But yeah, so that happened. And yeah, so that was probably one of the worst, probably definitely top 2.
Yeah, okay, copy. And then coming out of that, coming into that was what, year 11?
Yeah.
So coming into year 12, what was the mental state like?
Oh, the mental state was just
appalling, wasn't it?
Oh, mate.
Because that's when you had the injury.
Yeah, that's when I had my knee surgery.
Yeah.
So my one and only avenue was gone. And
no soccer, no running.
No running.
No physical real exercise, what you've conditioned yourself for, yeah.
I the one thing I've always struggled with is being it's I don't see people like that as a cripple or like that.
No,
no. That's the word to describe it.
Yeah.
And I could never.
That's the feeling as well.
Yeah, like getting pushed around in a wheelchair in the Stockland Centre because I'm not ready to walk yet. It
degrades you, belittles you. It chips away at your ego.
If that thing had a motor, it would have been straight into the creek.
Yeah.
Oh, without a doubt.
Yeah, right. So how long's that gap for? How long in year 12 were you out down and out, physically?
Physically,
when were the first steps, basically?
Basically, the first steps were 14 days afterwards.
Yeah.
So I had double lateral releases on both knees.
Yeah.
14 days afterwards, it's a Tuesday morning, middle of winter. I go see my physio. My physio said, right, and the big practice and all that, and he's got this vinyl floor. It's probably about the size of a classroom, maybe 2. And he's got me standing up, took me in. Directly to my left was the bed that he was working at.
Yep.
And he goes, right, just put your crutches over there. As we go to leave, and I thought I was sitting there going, we're paying for almost a 45, almost an hour session here, and we've done 20, 30 minutes. Why are you packing us up? I go to grab my crutches, and he grabs them before me, walks them over to the other end of the vinyl carpet, vinyl flooring, and drops them on it and said, you can walk out of here, and then when you walk over and pick them up. And I was like, oh, you bitch. You are an absolute bitch. But I did it. It took me 20, 30 minutes sort of thing. I did it, and he was beside me every step of the way. He was monitoring every check to make sure I wasn't twisting knees or anything like that. And in a lot of respects, I still struggle with my knees now today.
Yep.
And if he didn't do that, I probably would still be having a cane or something.
Yeah, right.
I just
That impactful.
If I bend for too long, if I got to kneel on my knees for more than about 5 minutes, they're done.
All that right out.
Yeah.
Yeah, right. So then coming out of that year 12, coming to the end of year 12, really, did you do what was it called? QCS, whatever it was?
Yeah, I did the QCS.
So you were trying to get a decent grade, obviously?
I kind of made that decision, and then really, my whole year 12 was just down out, not really caring.
And, subconsciously, it's kind of a redemption in a way to get that QCS, to kind of tell yourself something has happened at least.
Yeah.
What was the score good?
It wasn't it wasn't terrible. Definitely wasn't terrible.
No, but it was mediocre.
Yeah, mediocre.
Okay.
I wasn't overly impressed with it, but then I wasn't disappointed with it either. It was okay.
It happened.
Yeah.
Okay. So formal, what's that looking like?
That was still a bit of a shit show.
Yeah.
Because of her.
Okay. So shit was said, stuff was happened.
Yeah, shit was said, stuff was happened. Her partner actually left her because he was my best mate.
Right, yeah.
And her parents, she was still taking photos of me and posting them and stuff like that. We were together when we weren't, and I'm going, oh.
Really?
Yeah. I can pull them up on Facebook now if you want.
Weird.
Yeah, even ones to the point where her parents were taking them. That graduation night where we get the little certificate and all that. That's Tuesday or Wednesday night thing. Yeah, her parents were sitting there taking photos of me for her. Oh yeah. Okay. And then when I had to do the speech on the actual formal night, yep, she's there taking 1,000,001 photos.
Hey.
Because remember how we did it was me and I think it was Sorby.
I was fucking off my face.
Yeah, but it was me and a girl.
Yeah.
And the girl got up. It basically went me for a little bit, the girl, and then me.
Yep.
Phone was out, 1,000,001 photos. Phone went away. Phone was back out when I stepped back up, and I'm going, Okay, so now I know it's bullshit if you're saying, oh, yeah, I'm just taking photos of those who are giving speeches.
Suspect dog.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, right. I mean, all I remember from formal was Caleb getting fucking kicked out for having that flask. He walked out of the dun, he had that flask, and he took a mad swig out of the flask.
Yep.
And Hannon's like, straight out.
Yep, straight out.
And then I had that in my pocket, and I kept fucking like coughing and shit, trying to pour it out all over it. Nah, it was fucking pretty full on.
Yeah.
But I mean, evolving off that, the mental was still bad.
Yeah.
We come out, now bam, we're back to 18, 19.
Yeah.
We've had some rough times during then as well.
Yeah.
And we've come up to this point now. What are some things that you can kind of elaborate on that you going forward think you should try or you're willing to try to kind of benefit your mental?
Look, man, if I'm honest, I'm just going to keep watching some Jordan Peterson videos.
Yeah, he's a fucking smart man.
Oh, like it's honestly, like I really only started watching them after that last chat, and just the way
really,
the way I look at things.
Oh, okay.
Like just having that.
I've done something.
No, like I did. Yeah, it was, but you've done lots of things. Like even this has given me so many ideas. Yeah. Which if we get an hour to talk where the mics are off, some shit's gonna get said. Yeah. Some plans maybe put in place.
Oh yeah, I know. I'm down, man. I'm down as always.
But yeah, like we're just honestly, I'm just gonna keep watching them because he talks from a point of view where it's not, hey, this worked for me, so it could work for you. It's, hey, this is what the research says. This is what I've found actually practicing psychiatry. This is what you should do.
Yeah, this is your statistic result that you would get from this action. Yeah.
And the big thing is he is actually saying, look, if you just half-ass the work that you've got to do, you're going to get a half-ass result.
Exactly.
And he actually says that.
See, I really like Jordan Peterson. His book, I recommend his book, 12 Rules to Power.
Yeah, got it on order.
A lot of his lectures are really important as well. I've read a lot of his work. Someone that I'm starting to really enjoy, it's pretty left wing, but Mike Tyson. Yeah, I'm really starting to enjoy how his story, the way he acts, the way he talks. Like it's so intriguing. Yeah, especially from such a best boxer to live. Yeah. To then nothing, bankrupt. Yeah. To now back to where he is now, again succeeding in life. Yeah. It's a very down and out story, and how he approaches it is really informative as well. Especially with, I kind of tie that with Jordan Peterson as well. Yeah. It's kind of the two different aspects of the field. Yeah, and that I got to admit, that was the next person I was going to look into, because in a lot of respects, I see it like coming from my athlete's background. Yeah. Like obviously it's not at the same level. No, but it's still comparable. It's comparable. Like I was up here, I had my knee surgery and I dropped. Yep. That was his job. Exactly. And now I'm in that process of I've got to try and figure out how to rebuild. And you've got to find something else. You've got to find that new passion. That's the thing that a lot of men are struggling with is they had that athletic going from back in school, or they had that one thing that they were good at, and it's all gone. And now they struggle to find what that next thing is, that next move in life. And I got to admit, I think I have with this IT course. Yeah. And definitely going forward when I'm hoping to go into digital marketing and stuff like that. Yep. I think I've got it. But then at the same time, I still want to go back. I still want to go back to soccer. Yeah. And I still I won't I've already accepted I won't ever get back to the level of running that I do. No. I was. No. But I'd still like to be able to play a 90-minute game of soccer. Yeah, and have fun. And enjoy it. And, lay some hits and actually make my mother's dream come true of watching all three Green Boys in the back row. Yeah, right. We're all good. Like, we're good everywhere on the park, but you put the three of us in the back row, they've seen it once. And it was just some sort of scratch match for a carnival. Yep. And... lethal. Let's just say... against one of the top teams in Bluebirds, we kept a clean sheet. Right. The keeper basically started sitting down towards the end of the halves because he was like, "Yeah, no, I don't have to do anything." Yeah, right. It's just this uncanny ability of we know where we need to be. Yep. And because it's my brother, and I know for a fact that if I'm not there when he needs me there, my ass is getting whooped to the moon and back after the game. It's there. It's there 5 seconds before he even knows. Stand to attention, saluting. Yeah. Yeah, right. So, man, starting to wrap it up a little. Is there anything that you would want to say to someone sitting in your book or sitting in your situation that you were in, struggling with themselves, struggling with the anxiety, having these negative impacts in their life, or they're down and out on the footy field, or they're down and out from injury, or they have that ex-girlfriend, or they have that person in their life that's being a negative influence? What are some encouraging words or tools that you would recommend?
Look, like, you just got to really remember that there is always going to be a way forward.
Yep.
Always a way forward. Like, you may not know it, and it may take you 3 weeks, 3 months, 3 years to figure that way forward.
Yeah.
But you, like, especially after a relationship or a massive change where your life has been turned upside down, you got to go, all right, you got to stop. You got to take stock of, right, this is what I've lost.
Yep.
This is what I still have. Let's remember this, but we're going to move on from it.
Mm-hmm.
We got to work with what we got. All right. So, for example, I can no longer run 4K.
Yeah.
But hey, I can still run around my block and be fine. So every second day, I run around my block, and that's what I'm working with.
Yeah.
I'm working with what I got.
A little bit further each time. A little bit further each time.
Or it's it's just hey, I may never get more than a block out of my knees, but if I keep doing that, I still relive the passion.
Mm-hmm.
I still stay fit because
Yeah.
my blocks are hills, so it's a bitch.
Yeah. Yep.
And it's this idea of, hey, I'm working with what I got. And if you don't have what you need, well, then you need to stop and think, okay, well, then how do I get what I need?
Exactly.
And it all comes down to this mindset of, hey, I know I'm down in the dumps, and that's okay.
But it's sitting in the dumps and understanding and going, why am I in the dumps and what's making me be in the dumps and how can I get myself out of the dumps?
Exactly.
Instead of reflecting badly on the past, it's reflecting positively on the future and where I need to get to that future.
Exactly.
That's something that I'm starting to really wake up with now as well.
And the other thing is like a dieting is a good example of this. You can rest, but not too long.
Exactly.
Like, yeah, okay, great. I lost my 5 kilos. That doesn't mean I can go back to eating all the Macca's meals and all the family meals, because then that 5 kilos is going to go back on. Like, I gotta admit, when I was running, I was really, really bad with this. I never celebrated a win.
Yeah, but you were so stuck in these ways, but you were so jammed and the mindset was so clear. Yeah.
Like, I used to allow myself one day a year, which was usually in between Christmas and New Year's, and that was the day I celebrated every single soccer, running, triathlon, every win I was involved in, every win that I had against my name. That's the day I celebrated for that year. And every other time, teachers, Mr. Egan goes, "Oh, you know you can celebrate. You just won the race and beat the PV for a mayor." So I was like, "Yeah, and well, why are you out here stretching and look like you're going to go for a run?" I said, "Because I am. Because if I don't keep training, I know myself. I take a PhD in procrastination to the next level."
Oh yeah, masters.
So we just got to keep moving. I rest, and I give myself that rest, and I'm okay with that.
You let the weakness come in.
We got to keep going.
Yeah, if you let the weakness come in, you let that take a hold of you. You go back to the old ways.
That's it.
You let that little thing just creep up on you.
That's it.
And if you let that thing in your mind, you boom back to the old ways. And it takes you 20 times more effort just to get back to where you are. 100% respect that. See, listen, man, I want to say thank you, and I want to say I'm very appreciative for you coming on here and spitting some words with me. Like I said, I want you and Bedwood on here together.
Yeah, that'll be good.
That'll be a good little potty. I mean, we can get on there, we can talk some shit, we can have some. All three of us can bring our own our own topics and our own expressions, and see if we can fight about it, because that's my favorite part of all of our conversations.
I love a healthy debate. Debates are always good. Debates are how you learn 95% of the stuff outside of a textbook.
Literally,
it's
100%.
It's when anger and volition and emotions and stuff like that start coming into it. That's when debates become unhealthy.
Yeah. Oh, I mean, we let a little bit of emotion in there, but it's always good to...
Yeah, the example I used to say to all the people I used to coach is emotion's good, but it's how you use it is bad. You cannot let it control you. You've got to let it fuel you.
Exactly. You got to leeway. You got to leverage it to your own extent, your own advantage. Well, listen, man, everyone out there, if you're still sitting here and you're still listening, I'd just like to say personally thank you to Mr. Nick Green. Is there any closing words that you want to spit out or you want to preach out to anyone?
Just keep on going.
Keep on going. Keep on trucking.
Keep on grinding.
Yeah, man.
The wheels keep rolling if you keep moving.
Well, every man's got 24 hours in a day, and it's what you do with them 24 hours. That's exactly what I think now.
We've all got the same winds blowing and the same same minutes. It's how we use them that changes
It's
everything.
where you get to.
Exactly.
Listen, man, I love you a lot. Thank you for coming on. I'd want to say it's been your boy, Noah Keune. It's been your boy, Mr. Nick. And, yeah, man, we're going to be signing off. Peace.
See ya.